Let's go next to Alejandro from San Antonio, Texas. You're on the air.
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Uh, awesome, David. It's been about like 2 years since the last time I called, so I
Wow.
finally come back.
Thank you. I'm so glad to have you back.
So glad that you're continuing to do your show. I
The show
have
has
not
not
been
yet
watching it.
the show has not yet failed and collapsed, much to the chagrin of many in the audience.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. One day, guys, just you wait, it'll come.
Right.
Um, my question today for you is: Is the world gonna get a little bit more worse, like more worse off, like politically, not with COVID necessarily, with everything going on in the Middle East?
You're saying is the world going to be worse off for a while?
Yeah, like I'm not talking about because right now the focus is all on America with Biden being the president,
Mm-hmm.
Trump gone, like the dredge of it lingering still, but really everything going on like, globally seems very terrifying. It's kind of like we're sheltered in a way.
There's no question about that. The problem is that there are so many different issues, background issues, and acute issues. There are people who would hear your question and they would say, the geopolitics really doesn't matter if we don't deal with climate. If we don't deal with climate in 10, 15, 20, 25 years, we're screwed, right? That would be a very macro
Mm,
perspective. Someone else might say, the real issue is this push towards right wing nationalism in the United States and in Europe, and to some degree, even in Latin America. That someone would focus on that. It's such on a planet of 7 to what are we, close to 8 billion people now, with so
mhm,
many macro and micro problems to deal with, foreign policy, the pandemic. I don't know. I mean, the Steven Pinker approach, which has been much criticized, is a very long-term macro view, which is the percentage of people embroiled in a war is down. Life expectancy is up. Infant mortality is down. Terrorism is down. Violent crime is down. The number of people living in abject poverty is down. That's the Steven Pinker approach. There's a ton of people who are very critical of that because they say, well, Steven Pinker is considering circumstances today in the same context as circumstances 200 years ago. We are so much more advanced right now that our standards should not be to compare how things are today to 200 years ago. Does that make sense?
yes, very
So
much so.
it's
Yeah.
very much perspective and philosophy based, but taking all of that into consideration, for me, I think that the geopolitical issues won't be resolved anytime soon, the macro geopolitical issues, but that hopefully we have competent enough governments to keep them at a low enough level that technological progress can continue, that biomedical research progress can continue, and that we deal with the climate issue. So I would put myself at like a cautious optimism, like 51 to 49. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's a
Okay.
small
Thank
margin.
you.
Yeah. My pleasure. Thank you for the
Yeah.
call. It's a good question. I mean, it's a big picture question, but sometimes digging into the big picture is a good thing. Why don't we go next? Wow, there are a lot of people hoping to get on today. Let's go next to Toby from Kansas. Toby, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the air, Toby.
Hi, David. I just had a quick question about if you had any thoughts of what was going on in the UK elections last week.
No, I have not been following it. No, you tell me what's been going on.
Well, it seems like Keir Starmer has kind of ruined the outlook for Labour for the next couple of years or so.
Okay.
So
What happened?
I'm just, well, he didn't really have a concrete manifesto played out. Oh, sorry, I'm losing my Uber right now.
Sorry, you're losing your Uber? Oh my goodness, they left. Okay. Wow. What a day. Just a lot of people very much embroiled in different things. Why don't we go next to let's go to Marshall from New Jersey. Marshall, you're on the air.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, David. I just had a pretty simple question about in a presidential election scenario
Mm-hmm.
in which we see another split between the electoral college result and the popular vote result,
Yes.
could something like that trigger enough of a backlash so that we see a speeded up abolishing of the electoral college?
No. And the reason I say that, Marshall, is we had that situation in the year 2000 and nothing changed. And then we had that situation again in, now I forget, so obviously we had it in 2016. Did we have it in between, like in 2004? Did Kerry get more votes? Now I don't remember. Anyway, the
I think
point, sorry, what was that?
I think Bush won both popular and electoral in '04.
In '04, okay. Yeah, the point is, no, it's been 20 years, this has been going on, and it doesn't see, listen, for as long as one party benefits from the system we have, and Republicans benefit right now from that, they will resist changing it. So no, I'm not optimistic that if it just one more time is going to make it change. Nope, I don't see it. And I still continue to think that the best path to effectively eliminating the electoral college is the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, where you don't do it via some change to the Constitution, just enough states agree to give their electors to whoever wins the popular vote. I still see that as the most direct path.
All right, David, I thank you so much for taking my call.
My pleasure. Marshall from New Jersey, great to hear from you. I'm going to take a quick break, but don't hang up if you want to talk to me, because I'm going right back to the phones in a moment. One of our sponsors is Vincero Watches, giving you 15% off. A high-quality wristwatch is the perfect way to elevate your style. Own at least one watch that makes you feel great when you put it on. You can often see me wearing my Vincero watch on the show. Mine is the gunmetal vessel model. I'm a big fan of the metallic look of the face of the watch. I like the silicone strap. You won't find a better made watch for this good a price anywhere else. When you put it on, you know you got more than you paid for. Vincero believes in crafting super quality watches from high-end materials, but selling them at fair prices, which is why they have over 26,000 five-star reviews. And they stand behind every watch they make with a 1-year return policy and 5-year warranty. They'll give you 15% off everything in their store and free shipping at davidpakman.com/watch. Use the coupon code PAKMAN